In the shadow of a tragic flight lies a tale of betrayal, resentment, and a mother's love turned into a son's darkest act. This is not just a story about an explosion or a doomed airplane. This is the chilling saga of Jack Gilbert Graham, a man whose demons led him to orchestrate one of the most shocking crimes in American history. In this video, we'll unravel the haunting journey of a boy abandoned, a man scorned, and a family torn apart. From the troubled childhood that planted the seeds of anger, to the final fateful moments of United Airlines Flight 629. Prepare yourself for a tale where love turns to hatred and grief turns to horror. What drives a person to commit the unthinkable? Let's uncover the chilling truth behind one of aviation's darkest chapters. November 1st, 1955, a cold, quiet evening in the farmlands of Longmont, Colorado. The serenity of the night was shattered by a deafening explosion. Witnesses described a flash of fire lighting up the sky, followed by debris raining down across the fields. United Airlines Flight 629, a routine trip from Denver to Portland, had transformed into a fiery graveyard. All 44 souls aboard were lost. But this was no accident. Beneath the ashes lay a sinister truth rooted in betrayal, greed, and a lifetime of resentment. Jack Gilbert Graham was born in 1932 into a world of poverty and hardship. The Great Depression consumed his family, leaving little room for nurturing or affection. When his father passed away, Jack's mother, Daisy E. King, was overwhelmed by the weight of survival. Faced with the impossible, she sent Jack to an orphanage, promising it was temporary. But temporary stretched into years. Jack grew up surrounded by loneliness and abandonment, harboring a deep resentment toward the mother who seemed to have forgotten him. The orphanage's cold walls nurtured his bitterness, shaping a boy into a man who trusted no one. Years later, Daisy remarried and found prosperity with a wealthy husband. Her life blossomed while Jack's remained stunted. She eventually brought her son back into her life, but the scars of his abandonment never faded. Resentment simmered beneath the surface. Jack struggled with authority and stability, falling into a cycle of petty crimes and deceit. By 1954, Daisy had settled in Denver and purchased a diner, hiring Jack to manage it. This was her attempt to mend their broken bond. Yet, far from bringing them closer, the arrangement fueled Jack's belief that he was owed more, a belief that would have deadly consequences. In the days leading up to the fateful flight, Jack hatched a meticulous and malevolent plan. Daisy, now in her early 50s, was preparing to visit her daughter in Alaska. Jack offered her a parting gift, a package neatly wrapped and brimming with his newfound affection. He instructed her not to open it until Christmas. Inside that package lay a bomb, a device crafted with 25 sticks of dynamite, a timing mechanism, and a heart devoid of remorse. For Jack, this wasn't just murder. It was a final act of vengeance against a mother he believed had wronged him. At Denver's Stapleton Airport, Daisy boarded United Airlines Flight 629 with Jack's gift tucked into her luggage. The DC-6B aircraft, carrying 39 passengers and 5 crew members, lifted off into the night sky at 6:52 p.m. 11 minutes later, at 7:03 p.m., a powerful explosion tore through the plane's fuselage. The aircraft disintegrated mid-air, its fiery remnants scattering across 6 miles of farmland. Witnesses described hearing a thunderous boom, followed by the horrifying sight of flaming debris raining down from the heavens. The Civil Aeronautics Board, CAB, launched an extensive investigation. Initial observations suggested sabotage. Traces of an explosive substance were found among the wreckage. Attention quickly turned to the passengers, and Daisy King's name emerged as a key focus. Why would a 53-year-old grandmother traveling to visit her family be a target? The answer lay in her life insurance policy. Witnesses reported that Daisy had purchased a last-minute policy at the airport, listing Jack Graham as the beneficiary. As investigators dug deeper, Jack's troubled history and criminal tendencies came to light. They discovered he had purchased dynamite shortly before the flight and had a history of insurance fraud. Confronted with mounting evidence, Jack confessed. In chilling detail, he described assembling the bomb, placing it in his mother's luggage, and ensuring the timing mechanism would detonate once the plane was airborne. His motive? A toxic blend of greed and unresolved anger toward his mother. Jack Graham's trial began in April 1956 and captivated the nation. It was one of the first criminal cases broadcast on television, giving the public a front-row seat to his cold, emotionless demeanor. Witness after witness testified, painting a picture of a man consumed by resentment. After just 69 minutes of deliberation, the jury returned with a unanimous verdict. Guilty. Jack was sentenced to death. On January 11, 1957, he was executed in the gas chamber, his final words a testament to his unrepentant nature. The tragedy of Flight 629 left scars that extended far beyond the crash site. It exposed vulnerabilities in airport security and passenger screening, prompting changes in aviation safety protocols. But for the families of the 44 victims, no legislation could fill the void left by their loss. Today, the tale of Jack Graham and Flight 629 serves as a grim reminder of how unchecked resentment and greed can lead to unthinkable acts of violence. It is a story not only of destruction, but of the human capacity for darkness. Epilogue: the haunting aftermath. Longmont's farmlands, once peaceful and serene, carry an invisible weight. Locals claim to hear whispers on quiet nights, echoes of passengers who never reached their destination. A lone farmhouse near where the largest piece of wreckage fell is said to be haunted by the cries of a grieving mother. Whether these tales are true or born of guilt and sorrow, they add one final layer of mystery to an already chilling saga. As the dust settled and the wreckage of Flight 629 was pieced together, the truth behind the tragedy was revealed in its most sinister form. Jack Gilbert Graham's heartless betrayal of his own mother led to the deaths of 44 innocent lives, making his personal vendetta not just a family tragedy, but a national horror. His confession, cold and calculated, was the final piece of a puzzle that left a lasting scar on aviation history. In the end, Graham's punishment was swift and final, a chilling reminder of how far rage and greed can drive a person, even to the point of destroying everything they hold close. His story is a tragic lesson about the destructive power of unresolved anger and the consequences of letting bitterness consume you. But perhaps the greatest horror of all was the realization that, in his final act, Graham didn't just destroy a flight. He destroyed a family, a future, and any hope for redemption. This is the terrifying tale of Jack Gilbert Graham, a man who turned his darkest feelings into a deadly mission, and in doing so left a trail of devastation that still haunts us to this day. Thank you for watching. If you found this story chilling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more haunting tales from the past.